Hi everyone, I hope you are all fine and welcome to Autodesk PowerMill. So we have already started the module number 5, which is all about the introduction to 5-axis machining, and we have just discussed about the understanding 5-axis movements in the machining center, vertical machine center, and we discussed about the blisk area details for the blade finishing and all these things. Now it's time to discuss about the hub of the the rotor turbine. So let's get started and study about the hub finish. It's that simple instead of blade finishing and blisk area. There's only one thing we have to change it. So let's open the PowerMill. So we have been using the Autodesk PowerMill Ultimate 2024. So what we have to do is we have to open an example or blisk operation. So let's go and click on the file, click on the import. So we have to import the example. So in the example folder, we have the examples for 5-axis blisk operation. So let's go and find out the example over here. This is the file blisk_sample or simple.dgk file. Actually, the DGK file is being produced by the PowerMill or PowerShift software. That's for the Delcam geometry file. So, okay, let's go and open this file. So, and you see that this is the previous file, and in the previous, we have discussed about the blade finishing, blisk area. So, let's write out and find out the hub. This is what we have, the hub of that turbine, or what we call it, the Excel file or Excel turbine. So let's go and do some machining frequencies on this hub. So actually the purpose of this hub finishing is to clear that area for these blades. So as you see that this hub is in a tapered form, and we have different size over here and different size on the other side. So let's get doing these things. So we have different levels over here. So all these are the levels. So let's see, if I go and click on the shroud, the external one is going to be hide out because we have created different levels and set and class. So I just hide out the shroud area of this turbine so that we can able to see exactly what we are going to do. So let's go and give some stop material to this model. So click on the block, go and click by define the box, defined by box or defined by cylinder. Actually, it's all about the defined by cylinder. It's a circular item. So let's go and click on the calculate option. It's going to find out the exact amount, how much. So actually, the shroud is going to be hide out. So if I go and click on the shroud, and if I go and click again on the calculate, it's going to be calculate the whole material. But by the way, so let's go and click again and see, is that calculating? No, it's not calculating. So let's make it global setting, make it slender, give 1. So if I go and create diameter, let's make figure 1, and let's find out what's the exact amount the thing. Workplane or active workplane. I go and calculate it. So actually we have to define the diameter. 1 to make it vertical line and make it 800. We'll just give the diameter to clear that thing, so that our tool may follow that. So what we make it 600. Okay, let's make it 800 millimeter diameter for this stock or this model. So just click accept. Now we have to perform all the operations. So I'll just go and hide out the shroud area and just hide out the stock material, which it doesn't need for that thing. Well, I'm going to apply the surface finish operation on this hub, or the hub area. So let's go and click on the toolpath and apply some list operation. So how we can go and find out the list operation, just click on the lists and click on the hub finishing. So here we have the hub finishing, and we have already did the blade finishing and this character is now time for hub finish. So click OK and give the name to this part, which is called the hub finishing operation. So just give the operation name so that it can be appear in the toolpath as well. So we have the workplane set it. So let's make this workplane set it by default. It make the block. We have already set the block tools. So yes, we have to set up the tool. So for the finishing operation, let's set it the default tool as a Ballnose, because we're going to perform the finish operation. Make it 15 millimeter in diameter. That's right. Make the length 200. Okay. So I'll go and give that a name 15 11P, and P stands for Ballnose, and it's it. Okay. So click on the hub finishing, and we have to set the definitions for the list operation. So we have the hub, we have the shroud, we have the left blade, we have the right blade as usual, and click on the calculate to calculate the things. Okay. So for the one blade, we just apply on the one blade side. Actually, it's going to be between the one blade, and the area of the hub is going to be machined. So let's go and click on the calculator and find out how it actually looks like and how it's just going to create the operation. So as you see that it's just going to create the operation like that. So I just don't need to close that thing because we want to set some other things by default. So just go and click on the simulation and find out how it actually looks like. So if I go and click on the Ballnose and hub operation, only one operation we have here. Let's click on the play button, and you see that it's going to cut down the material between these things or make a finishing operation of that area. So it's actually working between the two plates, and it's working only one way. So we have to make and the transition of the tool movement, we have to control it. So as you see that it takes from the top and then take up finishing operation, then go back to top. So what we have to do is we have to control that limitation. So how we can do this? You can go and do this operation by controlling the leads and links operation. So if you go and click on the leads and link operation, you will find out the links operation over here, and you can make that the first choice say. But you have to make this option in this tray, click on the straight and make them straight. This way that the cutting tool will be straight out and continues to cut down the material. And by default setting, you have to set it as a scale. So make sure that should be enabled. Let's go and check. So let's go and click on the thing and find out how it actually looks like. So let's see that the cutting path is going to be optimized, and you see that there are no such extra motion in the toolpath. And let's go and find out. So click on the play button and let's see that. We'll see over here that it's not taking so much movements. It's actually crossing all the way from one toolpath to another toolpath with limited motion. Okay. So this is how actually the hub finishing operation is working. So if we are going to make the hub for all other blades, so what you have to do is just go back to the hub finishing operation, make it then refresh. And you see that it's only applied with the one blade, but you can go and create all blades. So total blades, we have the 18. So it automatically calculate that thing. So just go and click on the calculate and start. So you see that, just go and apply on all the hub and start. So this is how the hub finishing operation is done. Let's go and click on the tool setups. If you want to set the some speeds and cutting feeds and all this stuff according to your machine operating tool and all the material. So yeah, just go and do this. For example, for 5,000 RPM, cutting feed rate of 2,000, 1 feet over here. Okay, what is created? Flows. So we have set speeds and all this stuff. Just go and click on the simulation and find out how this looks like. You see that it's just going in, doing the operation on one side and the other side and all this stuff to make it clear all the way. So this is how the finishing operation is performed. I hope you understand the operation. It's simple. There is no such complex parameters to set all these things. So this is simple and easy. So this is how it's going to apply and make the Pimax in the operation. Okay, so that's my D-axis enabled. Now it's all about the tool view. I'll actually cut down the material from the surface of that part. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you have to set the appropriate tool holder for that tool, because as you see that there is a very limitized motion between the blades. So we have to ensure that all these tools with the tool holder is going to be set it correctly. Okay. So that's the thing. Hope you like it and hope you understand the BLIS operation. That's the same thing. And that's it for the BLIS up finishing operation. Thank you very much.